Have you ever wondered what fuels the flame on a gas stove or a backyard barbecue? Well, there's a good chance it's something called LPG. Now, that sounds pretty scientific, doesn't it? But don't worry, it's really quite simple. LPG stands for Liquefied Petroleum Gas. It's a special kind of fuel that we get from the earth. Think of it as a cousin to the natural gas that might heat your home or the gasoline that powers a car. It's a mix of gases, mainly two called propane and butane. We find these gases deep underground, often mixed in with natural gas and crude oil, which is the thick black stuff we use to make gasoline and other fuels. Science is everywhere, even in the fuel we use every day. So, how do we turn this underground gas into something we can use in a shiny metal cylinder? It's all about pressure and temperature. Consider this. When you process crude oil or natural gas, these petroleum gases are separated out. At normal temperature and pressure, they are, well, gases. You can't just pour them into a bottle. But if you apply a bit of pressure, just a moderate amount, and cool them down, something amazing happens. The gas molecules huddle closer and closer together until they turn into a liquid. This process is called liquefaction. Turning a gas into a liquid makes it take up much less space. In fact, liquid LPG takes up about 274 times less space than its gaseous form. That's how we can fit so much energy into one portable tank. The real magic is that this liquid wants to turn back into a gas. Inside the steel cylinder, the LPG stays as a liquid because it's under pressure. But when you open the valve on top of the cylinder, you release that pressure. Whoosh! The liquid at the top of the tank immediately starts to boil and turn back into a gas. This gas then travels through the hose to your stove or grill, where it's ready to be ignited. It's a continuous, on-demand fuel source. You get all the convenience of a gas pipeline packed into a portable container. It's a powerful and clever way to store and transport energy, all thanks to some fundamental principles of physics and chemistry. This process makes LPG incredibly versatile. Because it can be stored as a liquid in these strong steel tanks, you can take it almost anywhere. You don't need a huge, expensive pipeline running to your house. This is a huge deal for people living in rural areas or places far away from big cities. They can have the same clean, reliable cooking fuel as someone in a downtown apartment. From a simple camp stove on a mountain trail to a hot air balloon soaring through the sky, LPG provides the power. It's a demonstration of how understanding the properties of matter, gases, liquids, and the change between them can completely revolutionize the way we live and power our world. Now, let's take a trip back in time. Before the 1900s, people didn't know what to do with these propane and butane gases. When they drilled for oil, these gases were just a byproduct, a waste product. They were often just burned off or released into the air because they were considered a nuisance. Can you believe it? All that potential energy, just going to waste. But then, a very clever chemist came along. His name was Dr. Walter O. Snelling. In 1910, he was working on a project and noticed that a cork on a gasoline jug kept popping off. He was curious, as any good scientist should be. He wanted to know what was pushing that cork out. Dr. Snelling investigated this popping cork phenomenon. He discovered that the gasoline contained dissolved gases that were evaporating and creating pressure. He figured out a way to separate these volatile gases, our friends propane and butane, from the gasoline. But his real stroke of genius was figuring out how to store them. He experimented and found that if he put these gases under pressure, they would turn into a liquid. He filled a small steel tank with this new liquid fuel and took it home. That night, he connected the tank to some lights and appliances in his house. For the very first time, a home was powered by liquefied petroleum gas. He had captured the wild gases and tamed them. After his successful home experiment, Dr. Snelling knew he was onto something big. In 1912, the first commercial LPG product was sold. It was used to power a cutting torch. Soon after, the very first home installation for cooking was set up. People were amazed. Here was a fuel that burned cleanly and was incredibly convenient. You didn't have to chop wood or haul messy coal anymore. You could have instant heat with the turn of a knob. By the 1920s and 1930s, companies started selling bottled gas to homes, especially in rural areas that didn't have access to the main gas lines. The revolution had begun. From that point on, the popularity of LPG skyrocketed. It became the go-to fuel for mobile homes, farms, and outdoor activities. Industries realized they could use this powerful portable fuel for everything from drying crops to powering forklifts inside warehouses where exhaust fumes were a problem. Dr. Snelling's curiosity about a popping cork led to a global industry that provides clean energy to billions of people. It's a fantastic example of the scientific method in action. Observe a problem, ask a question, form a hypothesis, experiment, and then change the world with your results. It all started with one scientist who wouldn't ignore a small detail. So what makes LPG so special? Let's look at its properties, its superpowers. First, in its pure form, LPG is colorless and odorless. That's right, you can't see it or smell it. Now, you might be thinking, Bill, that sounds dangerous. How would I know if there's a leak? That's a great question. And scientists thought of that too. For safety, a special chemical with a very strong, distinct smell is added to LPG before it's sold. It's often described as smelling like rotten eggs or cabbage. This odorant, usually a chemical called ethyl mercaptan, acts as a warning signal. Your nose can detect a leak long before the gas reaches a dangerous level. It's a simple but brilliant safety feature. Another key property is that LPG is denser or heavier than air. If there is a leak, the gas won't just float away and disappear into the sky. Instead, it will sink and collect in low-lying areas, like basements or drains. This is a very important safety fact to remember. That's why LPG cylinders should always be stored upright in well-ventilated areas, and you should never store them in a cellar. Understanding how gases behave based on their density is crucial for using them safely. LPG is also highly flammable, which is what makes it such a great fuel. It ignites easily and releases a lot of energy when it burns, producing a hot, controllable flame perfect for cooking or heating. One of the biggest superpowers of LPG is how cleanly it burns. When you burn wood or coal, you get a lot of smoke, soot, and harmful particles that are bad for your lungs and the environment. LPG, on the other hand, is a very clean burning fuel. It produces almost no soot and very low levels of carbon monoxide and other pollutants compared to traditional fuels. This is a huge deal for health, especially for families in developing countries who might otherwise cook indoors over open fires. Switching to LPG can dramatically reduce indoor air pollution, preventing respiratory illnesses and saving lives. It's science helping us breathe easier. Finally, let's talk about energy content. For its weight, LPG packs a powerful punch. It has a higher energy value, or calorific value, than natural gas, gasoline, or diesel. This means you need less LPG to get the same amount of heat. This efficiency makes it very cost-effective. You get more bang for your buck, or rather more heat for your kilogram. This combination of being clean, efficient, portable, and powerful makes LPG an incredibly useful and popular fuel. It's a testament to how understanding the chemical and physical properties of a substance allows us to harness its power for the good of everyone. Take a look around. You might be surprised by how many places LPG is hiding in plain sight, working hard to make our lives better. The most common place you'll find it is in the home. Millions of families around the world rely on LPG for cooking. The instant, controllable heat from a gas stove makes preparing meals quicker and easier than ever before. It's also used for water heaters, providing hot showers on demand, and for home heating systems, keeping houses warm and cozy during the winter. For those who love the great outdoors, portable LPG cylinders power everything from camping stoves and lanterns to the heaters that make patio dining possible on a cool evening. But LPG's usefulness doesn't stop at our front door. It's a major player in the commercial and industrial worlds too. Restaurants use it for their powerful cooktops and ovens. Hotels use it for laundry and heating large amounts of water. In factories, LPG is a clean and reliable energy source for a huge range of processes. It can power forklifts that move heavy materials around warehouses, generate steam for sterilization, or provide the high heat needed for making ceramics, glass, and metals. Because it burns so cleanly, it's perfect for indoor use and for processes where product contamination from soot is a concern, like drying food products. Let's hit the road. Did you know that millions of cars, trucks, and buses around the world run on LPG? It's often called autogas when used as a vehicle fuel. Autogas is typically cheaper than gasoline or diesel, and it produces fewer harmful emissions. Vehicles running on LPG emit significantly less particulate matter and nitrogen oxides, which are major contributors to urban smog and air pollution. This makes it a popular choice for taxi fleets and public buses in many cities trying to improve their air quality. It's a practical, here-and-now solution for cleaner transportation. It's chemistry on wheels. And we can't forget the farm. LPG is a farmer's best friend. It's used for so many essential tasks in agriculture. It powers irrigation pumps that bring water to the fields. It provides the heat for brooders to keep young chicks warm. One of its most important uses is in crop drying. After harvesting grains like corn or rice, they need to be dried to a specific moisture level to prevent them from spoiling in storage. Large, powerful LPG-fueled dryers can do this job efficiently and cleanly. From flame weeding, a process that uses heat to kill weeds without chemicals, to powering generators in remote locations, LPG helps put food on our tables. LPG has already changed the world, but its story isn't over yet. Scientists and engineers are constantly working on ways to make it even safer, more convenient, and more sustainable. Consider this: technology is making LPG smarter. In many places, you can now order a new cylinder with a tap on your smartphone app, and it gets delivered right to your door. Some new cylinders are even being made with translucent composite materials, so you can see exactly how much gas is left. Even smarter cylinders are being developed with digital gauges and sensors that can automatically alert you and your supplier when you're running low. Now that's what I call a gas genius. While LPG is much cleaner than coal or wood, it is still a fossil fuel. But what if we could make it from renewable sources? Well, we can. Scientists have developed something called bio-LPG, also known as biopropane. It's chemically identical to regular LPG, but it's made from sustainable materials like plant and vegetable waste and renewable oils. This means it has a much lower carbon footprint. As we get better at producing bio-LPG, it could eventually replace conventional LPG, making this already clean fuel even more environmentally friendly. It's a way to keep all the benefits of LPG while moving towards a greener energy future. One of the biggest advantages of LPG is its ability to bring modern energy to places that are off the grid. This will be a huge part of its future. For billions of people in rural communities, access to clean energy can be life-changing. It means they no longer have to spend hours collecting firewood or rely on smoky, unhealthy fuels for cooking and light. Expanding LPG distribution networks into these remote areas is a major global goal. It improves health, frees up time for education and work, especially for women and children, and creates local economic opportunities for distributors. LPG is not just a fuel, it's a tool for development. So, when you see that humble gas cylinder, remember the incredible science and history packed inside it. From Dr. Snelling's curiosity about a popping cork to the high-tech smart cylinders of tomorrow, LPG is a story of innovation. It has provided a safe, clean, and efficient energy source that has improved the lives of countless people. As we look to the future and the challenge of providing sustainable energy for a growing world population, versatile and clean fuels like LPG, and especially bio-LPG, will continue to play a very important role. The future of energy is complex, but one thing is clear. LPG will be part of the solution. Consider the science.